Hi, Beverly Wong from ParentTalk. So, in one of my previous videos, I was talking about the plan and sharing your strategy with your kids, and I wanted to give another example. So, my daughter, I have another daughter. She's 15, about to do GCSEs in school next year, and she's doing one of her subjects is history. So, she's doing this subject, and they're doing like mocks and part of lead up to the mocks and lessons. And her teacher, hi Charla, and her teacher, she said to me, and I think it's about 2 weeks I'm hearing this, that her teacher's basically not answering her questions, leaving her to get on with it. She doesn't know what to do. She's frustrated. She's beginning to hate the subject. You know, kids are a little bit over drama. 2 lessons, you don't get your attention, you're going crazy. Anyway, I'm at home, come home from work, take time out. This is time for me to listen. How was your day? And she says to me that, she's had this lesson. The teacher always goes to the other students, doesn't come to her. I said, okay. I said, have you told the teacher verbally? She said, yes. And the teacher keeps telling her that she's coming back and she's going to do this lesson. She's going to explain. But by the time that happens, my daughter's getting on with some kind of work and she's not actually had the explanation. So I listened to this and I'm thinking, okay, I can get involved. But what I say to my daughter is, well, what do you want to do about it? I said, our plan is that you're going to get this qualification. So if this teacher is ignoring you and helping everybody else, what's going on? So she was like, it's all right, I'll deal with it. I said, all right. She must have then got to the next lesson, said to the teacher, could you help me? Teacher says, yes, I will, then goes on and help everybody else and doesn't help her. So as a parent, I'm sitting back listening to this and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm going to get involved. But then you see, when you work with the older child, what happens is that the younger kids are watching and they're watching how it's being dealt with the older child. And then you have to be consistent in doing the same thing that you did with the one child with the other. So I said to her, look, if you want me to go in and speak to the teacher, or I can even send an email, I know their email address, I can send to the head of year and copy the teacher in and even get the principal involved as well, because this is time now, I'm really not interested. She said, no, Mum, before you go into it, because you always go in, she said, let me deal with it. I said, so what's your strategy then? Because you've already spoken to this teacher, you've said, can she help? And it's a couple of times now you've told me she's just gone to everybody else and you're getting on with whatever work and you're not understanding it. This is not good for you. How are you going to try and solve it? So I think the next night she must have come home and she's writing a letter, because she said she tried to speak to the teacher after the class, but she wrote this letter and she said, Mum, could you listen to it? If I had it with me, I would definitely share it with you, but it was something along the lines like, dear, whatever her name was, when I ask you for help in the class, it's because I actually do not understand what you are trying to tell us. I don't understand the instructions, therefore that means I can't do the work. Sorry, low battery sign, can't do the work. So she wrote it her way. I gave her a few pointers and I said to her, okay, well done. When are you going to hand it in? She said she's got another lesson tomorrow, so she's going to give it to the teacher. So next day, she come home, same question, how was your day? What was working for you? What's not working for you? And she explains to me that she finally gave the letter to the teacher. The teacher read it and said, how very mature of you. Look, sarcasm or not, I'm not taking it like that. I'm like, yeah, it was a mature move, but also it's in writing. And once something's in writing, the school's got to do something about it. You can chat and chat and chat, but once you put it down on paper, things need to be done. So she said to her, okay, I understand the points that you've made. Let's make some time together and we'll go through it. And that's exactly what happened. And I didn't have to get involved at all. And I have to give praises to my youngest child for using her noddle, nous. She's got a result. Um, they understand each other much better. She's getting a little bit of the attention and time that she needed. And I think to myself, well done, because you've learned some valuable lesson here, really. There was a lot of conversation around, the plan, in the sense that, how you're going to get this information out of the teacher, how you're going to get her to work with you, how you're going to demonstrate that, this is something you need. And she's done it. So, whatever the results are, I'm glad that she had some confidence to be able to do it. Now, I know not every pitney going to do that. I know that not every child's going to do that. But you see, when they come home and you ask them, how was the day, what's working for you and what wasn't working, that's the opportunity to be able to say, okay, there's some strategy here that we could use. Let's talk about them. And then I sort of role play with them. I take the place of a teacher. Remember, I'm not expecting parents to do that. I used to teach. I used to manage a division in a college. I've done youth work most of my life. I've always been involved. I've been a governor for a school that became federated in England. So there's a lot of experience and knowledge that I have. I've even trained to be an Ofsted inspector. So there's certain things, processes that I'm aware of that not every parent is. But from the minute you put something in writing, the school has an obligation to deal with that. And how you put that information in writing is also important. So for her to take the initiative, for my youngest to take the initiative, write a letter, pass it by me, for us to discuss it, and then thinking about possible outcomes, what's going to happen if this and if things don't change and then I would have stepped in. That's my job as a parent. But first, I want you to try it, child. My daughter, I want you to try it, because really, she's done this, she's seen the power that she has as a student. And I think that was more powerful than anything else, because if you can do it in one sitting, you can do it in another. So I just wanted to share that, really, because there are, if we show our kids how to do it, they got the nous, they can do it for themselves. And if we're listening and if we're focused, I mean, that conversation I had with my daughter was 15 minutes while I'm cooking dinner. It was useful time. So I'm really happy for her. And I'm just still listening. I'm still focused. I'm still seeing where she needs my support, if she needs it. And if she doesn't, then I'm just giving her the praise, which I did. I said, well done, you did this, you created this change. It was a small step, but look at the change that you've created. So I would encourage you to work with your young person and get them to be courageous enough to make a step, make a change, to improve what their condition is in the classroom with the teacher. And then once they see that they're empowered, that they have some power to be able to make positive changes for themselves, then that will help them to do it the next time. Okay, so until next time, subscribe, share, message, questions, and I'm happy to answer to the best of my ability and experience. Anyway, you take care, and I'll see you on the other side.